Hi, my name is Liliana Rice.
I'm Sweet Lolly.
My name is Glooms.
I'm Eileen.
I figured out I was two-spirit actually a long time after I came out as gay.
I'm bisexual and non-binary.
Identify as non-binary and bisexual.
I'm non-binary and bisexual.
It was a bit of a struggle for me to accept it. I was in denial for about a good year. It was all I could think about was that I liked girls and how wrong it was to me at the time. But then I came on to realize that it's okay and it's something that I'm able to do.
Well, I feel like people generally understand the term being bisexual and all that. So explaining that isn't like a hard thing to grasp. I think the more difficult idea to grasp is being non-binary.
In middle school, I started realizing that I wanted to look at the men's section of the clothing store, and then I started wearing more masculine clothes. And that really made me realize that I didn't really want to identify as female, but for some reason I didn't want to identify as male either.
People don't really understand what non-binary is, so that's kind of hard being open about that. Like if they at work or like at school and stuff like that, like where there's just like a lot of like non-queer people.
What being two-spirit means to me is I exist within the concepts of gender, like between like femininity and androgyny.
I feel like being bisexual but being non-binary, also like dating men, like relations with men are so strange because a lot of them do not understand, or like they're like, am I gay? But like,
I don't know, I came out to my parents, and that was a really odd experience because, well, first of all, they're still in Kansas, so it was over the phone, and though they were very supportive, it still ended up being like I don't know if they fully understand or can grasp the concept of what being non-binary was.
I never formally came out to my friends or family, but if the conversation came up and I was comfortable with the family member or my friends, I wouldn't be shy to share that information.
I grew up in a really leftist family. I was always around queer culture. My dad brought me to Pride when I was 9 years old. Like, it's always been something that was very normal in our family. And so when I came out as a lesbian first and then bisexual later and then two-spirit after that, like, it was never a problem.
No one that I've trusted to tell has given me a negative reaction.
I'd say like more extended family like Mexico and stuff. They're kind of like, oh, this was kind of weird, but nothing like crazy.
I do see more people having labels like me out there, but before that, when I was in Kansas, it was really tough, and I wasn't even accepted of myself at the time because of how people were treating me.
I was lucky to live in a city in Minnesota. I live in Minneapolis, and there's a huge queer community there. Like, it's always been there. Like, it's been huge since the 80s. We have one of the first like queer clubs in all of the Midwest, and then DC was a little different, and California obviously like is probably the most progressive place I've ever lived.
No fucking place like LA or like especially East LA. There's nothing like that.
I feel like Los Angeles is the most accepting place I've ever lived, and growing up I lived in many different places. My father was in the military. I probably lived in about 5 to 10 different places growing up, and Los Angeles has definitely been the most accepting.
I feel really hopeful about the future of LA here. I think we, as the next generation of queer people, have a legacy that we have to continue forward. I think especially those of us who are in artistic fields like film and photography and like artistry in general, like we have to honor those who came before us and understand the history here. Like, Central LA has gone through unbelievable amounts of history specifically for the queer community, and I think that moving forward, if we are to be happy here, joyful here, we have to know where we come from, where this place has been, and how we can bring our people forward.